Welcome back to Trading Wars. So today I decided that I would do a quick midweek recap. It's been a really good week so far, and I want to share with you guys some of the setups that I took and some of the calls that I made and make sure that you guys are on track for the rest of the week. So the first thing I want to start off with is the 140-point call out that I gave on Twitter for everyone who joined the Stock Talk on Sunday. And I want to talk about why I saw it as a valid trade setup. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about measured moves and Fibonacci's that come from my book. All right. So the first thing is the open on Sunday was actually here. And we were gapping down very slightly below last week's low. So I had this Fibonacci drawn, which was basically a ABC move, and the completion was at the 618. So what I had seen is that we had pushed down, pulled back to the 50, and the 50 is an area where algorithms love to load up on their position. So last week, on Twitter, I mentioned here that there was algos spotted here because we could see once we touched the 50, once we rolled over, right? And then opening on Sunday, what I was looking for were two things. I noticed that we had an inside bar here, and I also saw that we had traded to the extension, so the 618 extension of this leg. And usually what happens with shorts, particularly, is the algos will dump the positions at these measured moves. So any algo that's shorted here, they're programmed to take profits at these targets, 50, 618, 382, etc. And then to add extra confirmation onto this trade, we had an inside bar that formed. And you guys know how much I love inside bars, and it's one of the main tools in conjunction with Fibonacci that I use in my swing trading room. And all we had to do here, guys, was get involved right above this inside bar. And that's what I told you all to do on Sunday Stock Talk, is if you want to go long, you just go long right above that bar. And if you had taken my advice that day, well over 150 points almost was reached within basically 2 days. So very, very clean, very mechanical. We had the Fibonacci support and the inside bar. So now I want to move on to SPY on the day trade and what I did today. So as you guys know, each and every day, I have a pre-market plan and it's free. So I want you guys to really to read them. All right. So here's a little glimpse of the private room if anybody is interested for the swings. But let me go back to the main room here. And I want to show you guys the pre-market plan and how you can use it, okay? Because it's free and you guys should read it and try to add it into your trading, okay? So every morning I post the pre-market plan right here. So, and I talk about what's happening in the market, right? So I mentioned the first thing on SPY and ES were gapping up above yesterday's range. So the gap fill as well as Fibonacci levels within the gap will act as major support if we retrace. We can also gap and go, in which momentum strategies are valid. So the opening range breakout is also valid, all right? So that's exactly what happened today. We had a gap and go, right? So if you look at this gap, once the first 5-minute bar was formed, that was the low of the day. Okay, so the first valid trade setup here is just taking the breakout above this bullish bar with a stop below the low, keeping it very simple. And I had a few of my students just do this, and all they did was take that one trade and covered when they made 2 times their money, and that was it. Okay, and the other valid setup, which is one that I took, was this inside bar right here. So I took this inside bar along. I had a nice long wick to the bottom. And you guys know I have my own rules and systems for how I trade inside bar. You can check that out on my website. And I was able to make 3 times my money on that trade. So let me just show you guys the P&L on that very quickly. So here it is. So MES bought 38.14, sold at 27.75. So keeping it very simple. And I was done for the day there. And then the last thing I really wanted to talk about was for the swings. So work day, we hit first targets already and very close to 1.5. So for the swing room, guys, that's in my private swing room. I post the entries on the weekend. So check this out right here. All right. So this was posted on January 29th, which was Friday night. Okay. I gave you guys the exact entry, stop, and first target. So all you have to do is enter it into your broker on the weekend and just let it do its thing. It's mechanical, very simple. And I made these systems for people that are very busy. They can't day trade. There's no excuses. Spend the $50. You'll make it back in one trade. All right. And then the other one that we had here was Microsoft. Sorry, not Microsoft, Google. So with Google, we had the same setup here on a weekly chart. We had that weekly inside bar here. So we got involved right during the day today. And Google is now gapping up on earnings. It's plus 8 or 9%. We took a very calculated trade. The risk was not large. So we're going to be enjoying that winner tomorrow as well. All right. So come check me out in the private room if you want to swing. Check out my book if you want to learn more about the fibs. And then if you just want free content, and you just want to learn and you just want to hang out, come check me out on Twitter and follow my free strategies and my free pre-market plans. All right. Thank you. Have a great night.